Hey there, second graders. We are working in this video on addition problems. So we have been practicing in Engage New York, adding numbers to other numbers. Sometimes it's just one, sometimes it's just 10, sometimes it's tens and ones. And we've been using a specific strategy that involves us breaking apart the numbers into number bonds to build these problems. So this video and the subtraction video and the word problems video are all really long. So if you are watching this at home and trying to follow along, it may be a lot. So instead of trying to watch the whole video and do everything all at once, just watch one way of solving. Then stop the video and go ahead and try some on your own. Go ahead and make up some problems that you want to solve that are just like the ones on the screen. The rest of the video will be there when you get back. You can rewind as many times as you need. You can go all the way to the end as many times as you need. This video and all the videos should be used the way you need them. So stop it after that first slide and then start it again when you feel really confident with that idea. You don't want to get too confused because you know that when you're answering these questions, you really need to look just at the one question at a time. So feel really confident in one area and then add the next step. Okay, and then the videos won't seem as long. All right, so let's get started. We're going to start with our objective. It says, I can add two numbers by making the next 10 and adding the ones. I will do this by creating number bonds and addition sentences. So, if we're looking here, we have talked about making the next 10 before, and that's where we're going in and we're saying, okay, 45. The next 10 would be 50. Okay, and then we are going to add the ones that are remaining from our original problem. And we are going to do this by making some number bonds and addition sentences. All of this sounds really great. We can even do it by making quick models as well. We are not drawing, 75 circles because we know that that's going to take us way too long and it's just not accurate enough. But are there other strategies out there? Of course there are other strategies out there. But these are the ones we've been practicing, and it never hurts to add to our second grade tool belt. So let's keep going. Okay, here are our first two problems. I'd like you to pause the video, go get a pencil and paper or notepad wherever you're working on these math problems, and bring it back. Start the video again when you're ready to continue. Okay, so you should have in front of you a pencil and paper. You are going to solve 25 minus 4. I am going to solve 42 plus 5. So just so that we know that, we'll just draw a little line down the middle. Okay, so in these two problems, what I need to ask myself first is, do I need to go to the next 10? Meaning, do I have the number that's going to make 10 or more from where I'm starting? So I'm going to make a quick number bond in mind. So I know that if I'm trying to get to the next 10, what would I need? And I see that in my question, I have the number 42, 2 being in the ones place. So now I need to ask myself, what number is it that gets me to the next 10? Well, knowing my 10 facts, that's going to be 8. And I can see that in my addition problem, I don't have 8 more. So I now know that I'm not going to need to regroup or create any other number bond to solve this problem. So what I'd like you to do on your paper is make your 10 number bond, starting with the number you have here in the beginning part of your problem. And figure out what is it you would need to get to the next 10. And then whether or not, ask yourself, do you have that number there? Or are you not going to need to make a new 10? So pause the video and figure out this number bond. 10 minus 5 is what? What other number do I need to make 10 if I start at 5? And do I have enough to make 10 up here in my problem? Start the video again when you're ready to continue. Awesome. Being the awesome cookies you are, I am sure you have found that the other part of your number bond is 5. And here in your problem, you have 4. Well, 4 is definitely less than 5, so now I know I'm not going to need to make it to the next 10. So I can just, I can just move right along. Okay, so I know that 42 is made up of 2 10s and 4, or 2 1s and 4 10s, making 42. That O is a little awful. Making 40 plus 2 equals 42. What I'd like you to do now is number bond 25. Tell me what the 10s are and the 1s. Pause the video while you do this. Start it again when you are ready to continue. Great. You should have split your number into 5 1s and 2 10s. 20 plus 5 equals 25. All right, so now we're going to add my 1s. So I know 5 plus 4. Oh, I'm doing it in the wrong side. I'm sorry. Go back. I know that 2 plus 5 is a fact family I know is easy to solve. That number is 7. Okay, so now on your side, what I'd like you to do is start with your 5, your 1s place, and add the 1s you found up in the problem. So you have your number down here and your number up here. Go ahead and make an addition sentence that would solve for your 1s place. Pause the video while you solve. Start it again when you're ready to continue. Okay, what you should have found was that you had 5 plus 4 equals, again, this is a math fact I already know, equals 9. So your paper should look just like this side of my screen. If it does not, pause the video, go back, see what step you missed, and then start the video again from this place once your board looks like mine. Great. Now our next step is to add our 10s, because I know that 42 plus 5 can't just equal 7. That doesn't make sense because I have 4 10s in that number. So what I need to do is I need to take my 40 and my 7, and I need to add those two numbers together. So I have 40 plus 7 equals 47. You'll notice that 40 being just a 10 with a 0 in the 1s place is much easier to add to than 42 is. So I have made my groups of 10s and 1s because I know in the end it's going to make it easier to solve. So now it's your turn. You need to take your answer from here and your 10s from here, and you need to add those two together. Pause the video while you do this addition. Start the video again when you're ready to continue. Great. What I hope you have found was that you had 20 plus 9 equals 29. If you did not get this answer, go back to the beginning of this part of the video and watch it again to see what step you may have missed. If this was really easy for you to solve, you are ready to go on to the next part. If it wasn't, go ahead and stop and make some more problems very similar to this one. You're going to want your first number to be nice and big and your second number to be very small so that you do not need to regroup. This one we're just practicing numbers that do not make 10. So we're not trying to make our new 10 yet. So if you need to pause the video, please do so. If you're ready to continue, we are going on to the next slide. All right, so here is a whole new problem. Once again, I would like for you to complete this in your notebook or paper, and I am going to complete this one, 46 plus 8, on the screen. So, draw the line down the middle. All right, so the first thing I need to do is my target to 10. So, I know that I'm going to need my number bond to 10. That's my target number. In the number 46, there are 6 ones. There are 6 ones. Well, I know from my number bonds that 6 plus 4 equals 10. In my ones place, though, or in my addition sentence, I have 8. So I'm going to need to make a new 10. I'm going to need to make my next 10. I'm going to need to take 40 up. So I'm going to keep my number bond on the screen because that's going to come in handy as I solve this problem. So I would like you to do the same thing. On your paper, please make a number bond for your ones place. I notice that it's 9. What number do I need to add to 9 to get to, what number do I need to add to 9 to get to 10? Pause the video, start the video again when you're ready to continue. Okay, on your paper, you should have noted that it would only take 1 more to get to 10 from 9. But in your problem, you have to add 6. So you are going to have to make a new 10 as well. So let's go ahead and try that. Back on my side, I'm going to rewrite my problem. I have 46 plus 8. I know I'm going to need 4 to make it to the next 10. So I'm going to come over here to the 8. And I'm going to take 4 out. I know that that is a doubles fact, and 4 plus 4 equals 8. All right, your turn. Please rewrite your problem, 39 plus 6 on your paper. All right, from your number bond up here, you know that you're going to need 1 to take 39 to the next 10, which will be 40. So please split your 6 into 1 and however many else you will need to make 6. What plus 1 equals 6? Pause the video, start it again when you're ready to continue. Okay, you should have found that 1 plus 5 equals 6. Now you have split the ones place so that you are ready to make a new 10. So I'm going to come back over onto my side for this third step, and I'm going to add 46 plus 4. And I'm totally going to circle it. On your page, please circle the 2 numbers you will be adding together to make the next 10. That shouldn't have taken you too long. It should be 39 plus 1. 39 plus 1 will take me to the next 10, which is 40. If I'm counting by tens, 10, 20, 30, the next 10 is 40. Okay, back onto my side. Now I have 46 plus 4 equals 50. All right. On your side, please write the addition sentence that takes you to the next 10. Pause the video while you write your number sentence, and then start the video again when you're ready to continue. Great. You should have found that you had 39 plus 1 equals 40. Well, once again, I know that it's going to be more than that because I didn't just have a 4 in my ones place that I was adding. I had more than 4. So I still have this 4 over here, and I can't just leave it off. It's a part of my problem. So I need one more addition sentence where I am talking about this number here, let's see, and this number here. So I'm going to now add together my newfound group of 10, which was 50, and my ones that are remaining from my original problem. So I have 50 plus 4. Your turn. On your board, you need to take your newfound group of tens here and add it to your remaining ones from the original problem. Please write the number sentence that will show this step. Pause the video, start it again when you're ready to continue. Great. You should have ended up with 40 plus 5. Now, I can see that this is going to be a lot easier to solve because my ones place has the placeholder 0 from my tens, so I just need to replace that 0 with my ones place because 0 plus any number is always the new number. So 0 plus 4 will be 4, meaning that 50 plus 4 will be 5 tens and 4 ones, or 54. Please solve your math problem on your paper. Pause the video and start it again when you're ready to continue. Great. You should have ended up with 4 tens and 5 ones, or 45. So now you know, and I know, that 46 plus 8 equals 54, and 39 plus 6 equals 45. Notice that I'm writing them in their regular digit form in my answer place so that it's easy to find, because while all of this shows my thinking, I want my teacher to be able to see that answer. Okay, this may have been challenging for you. If so, go ahead and pause the video and try some more problems just like this one. Okay, you can even just change the tens place. You can change the 30 to a 50, and you can do 59 plus 6, or you can do 36 plus 8. Go ahead and change up these numbers, but use the same steps for solving the problem. Remember, in these problems, my number I was adding took me beyond 10. It took me beyond 10, so I needed to make a new 10. If it does not make a new 10, then I need to use my strategy from the previous set of problems. So make sure you're paying close attention to how much you are adding, if it's going to make a new 10 or if it doesn't need to make a new 10. If this was pretty easy for you and you're ready to move on, please stay tuned. If you're not ready to move on, pause the video, go back and watch this part again, and solve some new problems you can make on your paper at home. All right. Okay, so here is a whole new set of problems. This time I already noticed something different about them. I'm sure you notice it too. In these problems, I'm adding in the tens place. I'm not adding in the ones place this time. What? I know, it's crazy. Because all the other ones we've done so far, we're just adding the ones place. Yes, we had to make the next 10, but these ones, I'm just adding to the tens place. So, I'm going to do 27 plus 30, and you are going to do 55 plus 40. Please make sure you write down 55 plus 40 on your page. If you need to, pause the video, start it again when you're ready to continue. Okay, so I have a number in 27 that has 2 tens and 7 ones. 2 tens and 7 ones. And I am adding 30 to this number. So what I'd like you to do is take your problem, 55 plus 40, and I want you to split your 55 into tens and ones. Pause the video and start the video again when you're ready to continue. Great. So now you should have your numbers split up into 5 tens, which is equal to 50, and 5 ones. All right, this is going to help me solve. So right now, I am not going to use this 7. I'm going to save it. So I'm going to color it in blue. I'm going to save it. You are going to save your 5 because what we're focusing on right now is tens. I see that I'm adding 30. Well, I need to add 30 to the 20 I already have. So that's what I'm going to do next, I'm going to add 20 plus 30. I know that just because it's in the tens place doesn't mean I can't use a fact family I already know. So something that might be easier for me to solve would be the fact family of 3 plus 2, or 2 plus 3, both of which bring me to 5. In this case, I have 5 tens. So I know 5 tens is 50. Your turn. On your paper, please add together your tens from 55 and the tens you are going to add by making a number sentence. Pause the video and start the video again when you're ready to continue. Okay, on your board or paper, you should have the number sentence 50 plus 40 equals 90. Because I know that 5 plus 4 equals 9. So 5 tens plus 4 tens would equal 9 tens, and that is 90. If your board or paper does not look like this, please pause the video, go back and see what step you missed. If you are ready to continue, just keep playing the video. All right, so now I have my next step. Well, I saved my ones for later. I remember coloring them in. I saved them because I'm going to need to add this because I know that 50 is not enough because I'm still missing those 7 ones that I didn't have in my problem here. So I have one more step to solve this problem. I need to add together the tens I just created and the ones I had before. So I'm going to do 50 plus 7 equals 57. I know it equals 57 because just like before, if I take 0 plus 7, I'm going to get 7. The 0 is holding the place value of the ones place, and I'm replacing it with 7 ones. This problem is easier to solve. Your turn. Take the number of ones you had left over and add it to the tens place you just created through your problem. Write a number sentence that solves your new problem. Stop the video, start it again when you're ready to continue. Great. Your number sentence should look like this. 90 plus 5. Notice that I am getting my numbers directly from my work. I'm not making them up. I'm not just picking any number. I am getting them directly from where I am solving them. And I have one last step, which is 90 plus 5 is 95. If this made sense to you, then you are good to go. Great. If it did not make sense to you, make sure you go back and watch this video again. Now, because I want my teacher to be sure I can see that she can see the answer, I'm going to write it next to my equation, which shows that 27 plus 30 is 57. 55 plus 40 is 95. One way to make sure is noting, my ones place has a number in it because it's going to. So if you need to, go back, try this again, make some new problems where you are just adding tens, where you can do any number of tens that you would like. But if this was good for you, we can continue on. Okay, second graders, so that was a lot of steps. And remember, you can do this video in smaller pieces, and I totally recommend that. So just work on one kind of problem where you don't need to make a new 10, where you do need to make a new 10, and where you are adding only tens. There are 3 different kinds of problems covered in this video. You need to make sure you are solid in all 3 areas. I would have loved to do a video for each one, but we needed to get these out so you could practice this weekend. So on the side you will see, right over there, you might see how to make your own addition problems, okay? So First step, pick a number between 10 and 100. Okay, and that can have any number of ones, any number of tens. Now, pick another number with either just ones or just tens. So that means from 0 to 9 or, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So you're counting by either those ones or those tens. And then use the appropriate strategy to solve. Check and make sure with a number bond that you will either be hitting the target of 10 or not. Because if you don't need to make a new 10, don't make a new 10. Sometimes you don't need it. And you need to be paying close attention to the number in the problem to tell if you need to make a new 10 or not. So pay close attention to those number bonds to 10. Then, if you do need to make a new 10, make sure your number bond is correct. That when you break apart 8, right? If your number is 37 and you're breaking up an 8, 37 plus 3 equals 10, right? That's going to get me to my next 10. It's going to get me to 40 because 7 plus 3 is 10. So 37 plus 3 will be 40. And then I have 5 left over. I don't just split my 8 into any number I want to. It has to make 10. Okay? That's very tricky. So practice that a lot. Okay? You have to make 10 from that ones place in the original problem. Okay, and then adding tens, kind of like when you're adding ones that don't need anything extra, just to make sure you're putting the ones place back on the problem. We don't want to just leave 7 out in the blue, out alone. You got to bring those ones together with the tens that you've just added. So a lot of this is just being very careful with your math, following each step. And as in all things, remember that if you have a strategy that works for you, use it, right? And then try it a new way because your answers should be the same. They should be the same, okay? Using your quick tens and ones is always an option, yeah, but we want to get away from drawing 75 little circles because if we're off by 1, then our answer will be off 2. So quick tens and ones and adding groups, that's just fine. And using the method of breaking our numbers into number bonds is another great strategy. But if you have another one that works, please use it, but always try another way. Sometimes that makes us even stronger. I hope this video was helpful. Remember, you can go back, watch it as many times as you need, watch each part as many times as you need, and then hopefully it helps really build that understanding of what's going on in our math problems for Monday. So have a great rest of your weekend, and I will see you soon. All right, bye.